All right. What's up, guys? This is Luis here, and with me, I got my co host.
It's me.
We got that delay, we're still getting used to this, but we will see. Today, we are going to be discussing some quite nerdy topics, House of the Dragons, though that's pretty popular at the moment. If you're into Game of Thrones, that's like half the population.
Let me know if you
And
can
then
hear this.
besides that, huh? I did not hear you at all.
Can you hear this?
Say it one more time for me.
Oh, you can't hear it. I was playing a little Star Wars music box that I have.
Oh, yeah, no, I could not hear it. I heard like a little thing or something like that, but I was like, what the heck was that? Man, don't get me started on Star Wars again. God damn it.
I hate Star Wars so much.
They ruined a great property. They really did. And it's not coming back.
I got a quiz for you.
It's
Ready?
never gonna be
I
back.
got a quiz.
Okay, okay.
Pop quiz. How many Star Wars movies are there?
Oh, 11?
No, 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 no. What's the real answer?
Oh, six. There
Yeah.
are
All right. Good.
seven.
Good answer. How
Seven.
many
We'll go with
Pirates
seven.
movies are there?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, four,
Three.
three. Wasn't the fourth one all right? I
It
can't
was
remember what
awful.
that one was
I
about.
watched it recently. It's horrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I just
bad.
remember not
It's
liking five. That was the one with the daughter, right?
it was like Will Turner's son.
No, no. Which one got rid of the original couple?
Both four and five.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
four and
then yeah,
five
both
doesn't
of them
have
suck.
Will and Elizabeth, which
Yeah,
so
get them out
they're
of here.
trying to like reboot. Have you seen the rumors they're trying to reboot Pirates with all female cast?
I swear to God.
That's what they're
I
saying.
swear to God, they better not.
But then I
How?
see
That
people
doesn't. Okay.
online. But this is what bugs me. It's like, I mean, obviously there's the obvious reasons why it's gonna suck. We all know that. But here's a not so obvious reason why some people just don't really get it. There's little posts and stuff that I see everywhere. It says if this movie doesn't have Jack Sparrow in it, then no one's gonna watch it. No, it's not gonna be likable. I disagree. I mean, Jack Sparrow's great. He's awesome. But not having Will and Elizabeth in it is what makes it lame. Will and Elizabeth is what made the movies interesting. Jack Sparrow's got an interesting backstory and stuff, but he's the comic relief. Will and Elizabeth are what makes those movies awesome.
Ooh. This is an interesting take. I haven't really heard anybody talk about it like that.
So if you were to hear about a new Pirates movie coming out, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, without Jack Sparrow, it would fail, right?" You would
Yeah,
want to
I
say
would
that.
assume so.
Four and five had
Yep.
Jack Sparrow in it, and they both suck.
Uh, I don't know, man. I
And they
think
don't
I
have Will and
think at that
Elizabeth.
point it was just past the trilogy that you're
True.
just pushing
I
a
don't know.
story
I
a
think
little
if you
too
had
far.
Will and Elizabeth in it and Jack, I think it could have been good. Just without Will and Elizabeth, they were the main focus of the story. It's like doing The Walking Dead without Rick and Carl. There's other characters that are good, but they're the main characters.
No, but Jack Sparrow is actually the main character, though. That's what you have to look at. Like he is
I don't
the
think
main
he.
focus of the story.
It's. I think it's interesting. It's complicated. I think he is the main character, but I think the main focus of the story is Will and Elizabeth, their love story.
Oh yeah, the plot isn't driven by
Right.
Jack Sparrow. Like the plot is driven by other characters. It just happens to be that Jack Sparrow is the main focus in that story.
But having Jack Sparrow
Which
without Will and Elizabeth is gonna fail, and it did twice.
yeah, I can get on board with that. I think that Jack Sparrow is great comic relief, but you can't really he's a one-dimensional character. You can't really get that
I don't think
far
he's one. I think
with
he's
him.
got complexity. He is interesting, but he's not everything in that movie. In those
Not
movies,
anything that they address though, not in reality, because
hmm
they would only focus on his character for small little tidbits, and it'd be like
he was like a
one
mystery
piece of
that
character
was
growth.
interesting. Will and
Yeah, like
Elizabeth, we
what
watched their
his
beginning,
brother?
middle, and end. Will is one of my favorite characters across all things. Like here's my list of favorite characters among all like stuff: Rick Grimes,
Okay, okay,
Anakin Skywalker,
all right.
Batman, Iron Man,
Mm-hmm.
Will Turner.
Of course. Wow, high standards for this guy. He's up there with some of the greats,
I love Will
guys
Turner.
who have really. Oh my goodness.
He's so good.
Will Turner. I feel like
I
that's a
also
pretty
just love
common name
Orlando
in the
Bloom,
other
but no, I love Will Turner. Will Turner is my first love when it comes to Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom is
He's
pretty
the
cool.
actor. Yeah.
Did he do any of the Zorro movies, or am I thinking of a different guy?
I don't think I've seen Zorro movies before.
No, no, it's not him. You haven't seen any of the Zorro movies?
I don't know. I haven't even heard of that.
What? The Mask of Zorro.
Mm-mm.
Antonio Banderas. That's who it is. That dude. Okay, okay. You have a homework assignment now.
Oh
You
wait,
got to
I don't
go
know.
watch.
I know what that is. I know what that is.
Okay, you
I
do.
know
Okay, okay.
Orlando
I mean,
Bloom as
it's a
Mask of
pretty
Zorro.
cheesy film.
I haven't seen it though. I should watch those. I forgot about that. Mask of Zorro.
They if they did a remake of The Mask of Zorro, it absolutely should be with Orlando Bloom. Like that, he would be a perfect match for that.
Oh, I actually maybe I've seen the fan cast of that or something. Because when you were putting these together, I pictured Orlando Bloom as this dude. That's what popped in my
Oh
brain.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
I did.
It's
Wait,
because they look super similar
is
to
that
each
not
other.
him?
It's just a younger version.
Really?
No,
That's not
no,
him?
it's
Oh wow.
yeah,
I guess that's
no,
why I
because
thought
that
it.
movie was made a while ago.
Oh, I've seen this Z before. Yeah, I want to watch this movie. Here, I have a list on my phone going, and I like actually add to it, and I've been trying to mark things off a little bit. Let me get it up.
Oh, I have the same thing, but with horror movies specifically.
So is it just called Mask of Zorro?
Yeah, no, yeah, The Mask of Zorro.
Oh, so I crossed something off my list this last weekend. Have you seen Stargate?
No, I haven't seen
Sci-fi movie
Stargate.
from the
Isn't that
80s.
a
It was
TV series?
great. It both.
Really?
It was a movie first, and then
Both?
they did. I looked it up after because I kind of want to watch it now. 10 seasons of a show.
I started watching the show, and like 3 episodes in, I was like, dude, this is kind of whack. I
You know,
didn't
the movie
understand the
was cool,
universe at
and look,
all.
he's the main character. It's David Spader. Wait, what's his name again? Whatever, James Spader. He was really good in it. It was super good.
James Spader?
Yeah, he
What
plays
else was he in?
Ultron. He plays Robert
Oh, The
California from
Voice?
The Office. You watched The Office, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, but I
Yeah,
didn't hear what the character name.
he's Robert California, the CEO from the later seasons.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, and then the co-star
Wow,
was
he
Kurt
looked a lot
Russell.
different when he was young.
Yeah. Oh, 1990. I thought it was 80s. But it was really good. I love the premise of the movie. Really, what it boils down to was when they were making the movie, like at its conception, it's like you take the idea, the aliens helped build the pyramids, and then you turn it into a sci-fi movie.
The aliens were like, what is it, from the first episode, if I remember correctly? It was like some Egyptian based,
Yeah, so in the
like,
movie, it was the sun
snake
god
people.
Ra. The sun god Ra was the alien overlord person that had taken over the planet that was on the other side of the Stargate after failing with Earth, after those citizens, like the Egyptians, had taken over and destroyed Ra. I don't really remember. So I was talking with my buddy the whole time.
They like destroyed the gate or something to stop him from coming back or whatever.
I think Zorro just gave up. Not Zorro. I think Ra just gave up on Earth, made the Stargate, went there. Well, he could have gone there whenever he wanted. I think he made the Stargate so Egyptians went there to inhabit that world, and then he used them as slaves. And they, for like thousands of years, remained in the Egyptian slave state because they were forbidden to use writing or any language of any kind so that they wouldn't advance and revolt.
Mhm.
It was really good. It was, yeah, I recommend that one. It was a cool movie.
So, dude, I love it when people like try and explain different Egyptian things because they're
Uh,
like, "Oh, this is why like the aliens or whatever." But in reality, it's like, dude, I find it very hard pressed to believe that Egyptians actually created the pyramids, or at least the Egyptians that we think of created the
it's
pyramids.
definitely interesting to
I,
think
I
about.
don't think that happened. I like from I've looked into this a lot because it seems like such an interesting topic. But it's like the technology that would be required to make those pyramids and the statues and everything, like, dude, it's way more than just like putting a bunch of slaves with some ropes and pulling like this. It's like some of the pieces that were used for the pyramids came from like 500 miles away, and they were like tons. Like, there's no way that humans put that much effort into building these. without having something else, you know? Like
I
I
guess
don't know. I find it hard to
aliens.
believe.
I'll never get behind
No,
aliens.
no, 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 never. But
I'm just
my
thinking
thought,
lots and lots
because
of time and lots of dead Egyptians in the process.
no, because even the paintings and stuff that the Egyptians had, like the hieroglyphs and stuff that
Hmm.
they added, none of those like show them actually building the pyramids. Like none of them actually
Hmm.
show like, hey, this is the method we used. And they use those walls and like hieroglyphs to like show history and stuff. But it just seems highly unlikely that these guys like cut, like once again, these stones were cut perfectly. There are no creases. Like you can't slide like a paper clip even in between some of these stones. Like they were done
Wow.
so precisely. It just seems
You
to
don't
me
think that
like
has something to do
humans
with just the
probably
weight of them on top of each other for thousands of years?
no, 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 absolutely not. These things were like,
Oh.
dude. Okay, if you think about this, if you even get it off by a couple of centimeters on just a couple of the stones, and you just do that like say one every 5 stones, you don't cut it perfectly. You get a little dent here. You get a little too much there. It's gonna mess it up as you get higher and higher to where you're not gonna have those perfect creases. But all of it was put together just right. Like it seems to me that humans were more advanced than we ever thought that we were, and that most likely we got hit with some crazy big thing that knocked us back into like the dark ages to where we didn't remember any of the stuff that we did because we were just trying to survive whatever
I've thought
wiped
about
out,
something like that
a bunch of
before.
our
I've thought about
civilizations.
how previous civilizations are more advanced than our history books tell us, and just like you said, they were wiped out by something. Like,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
have to believe that like ancient what do you call it, like Rome, just was had some more advanced
Mhm.
stuff than we know because it just got obliterated. I think,
No, 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 no. I don't even think it was just like that. Like I
or
think
just lots of
further back than
civilizations
even
probably
ancient
were
Roman
really
stuff.
advanced.
Oh yeah. Like a famous saying I keep hearing is that we're a species with amnesia. Like we don't remember our history. And if you think about it, 10,000 years, dude. 10,000 years. We don't even remember some of the stuff that happened like 300 years ago,
Yeah, but hold on,
500
here's
years
something to put
ago,
it in perspective. 10,000 years ago is what we're talking, right? Jesus was born 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years, man.
2,000.
And it's like that crazy cuz like yes, we have like history that are preserved, but in reality, like the amount that we have compared to everything that could have happened, we have such a small window into our own history.
It is
And
crazy. Yeah.
we're at a point where it's like I find it hard to believe that humans did not advance further than we were led to believe, like the dark ages and stuff.
That's true.
I
Think
think
about
we very
10,000 years
much
ago, we don't have much
created
of record.
technology.
Yeah, but like think about how much we've grown technology-wise in the last 100 years. Like
Yeah,
10
oh
times
yeah,
more than
crazy.
anything that's happened in the last 10,000 years.
And it's not
Nuts.
like humans have gotten so much smarter in the past like 200 years. Like we just have more knowledge now, but that's only because we've been like getting more and more creative. Our world has been like opening up more to us as we have more resources available.
Imagine if we
It's
had like
like,
perfect
okay,
documentation of history, how smart we'd be at this point.
oh my gosh, that would be insane. Like there's so much stuff that we still don't understand. Like even the Romans, like they created what is it, the Roman concrete or whatever, and we still don't know exactly what they used to make it to
Huh.
where it hasn't like eroded even today.
I've
Like
never thought
that's
about that
insane.
before. That's
That's
interesting. That's a crazy.
yeah, like there's so it's like I really do believe that humans were far more advanced than we think we are or we think we were. And it's also possible that humans went in a completely different direction technology wise. Maybe we didn't create the same like steam engines and stuff that we have now. Maybe they came up with some completely different idea. Maybe they went all solar power from the start. Maybe they went
Think
like freaking horsepower. Like I don't
Wait,
know, man. Like they
do you think someone before, what was it, Edison? Do you think someone before Edison, like 100 years before that, had invented the light bulb, but it was just never recorded? And then it just got
I'm
destroyed?
certain that light. I'm certain that light has been created several times in different fashions and with
It's
different
definitely
like
possible.
products. And I'm sure I don't know if it was necessarily a light bulb, but I'm sure that they created stuff that was very similar to a light bulb that we could equate to it. You know,
I'm picturing
like maybe
a
some
society
hanging
down by the
crystals
water
or
where they use
whatever.
bioluminescence in glass and capsules for light or something. Oh, I imagine how cool that would be.
And also that comes back to the whole. like Egyptians cutting those stones and stuff. Some of those like cuts are so perfect that you would need like precision tools that we don't even have today. So my thought is maybe they had a lot more like sound based equipment or like sonic or like something to do with the vibrations more. And maybe they understood that kind of stuff because it just seems really weird that like okay, the Egyptians made the pyramids and then they just stopped. Like they didn't do anything else. They didn't create any other crazy items. They didn't have any instructions for how they did it. Like nothing. Like they just stopped after a couple of them. They were like, this is fine. Like no way, no way.
I don't mean to interrupt and cut you off, but I think we've been talking about Egypt for too long.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
move
yeah,
on.
yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on.
So
So
I'm
okay,
gonna.
House of the Dragon.
I got something else in mind first.
Okay.
If I can get to it. I'm dying to talk about this. Okay, can you see my screen?
Was it on YouTube
No, it's
or your actual screen? Because I'm seeing the clown again. Seeing Mr.
Oh, you are okay. Good.
Pennywise.
Yeah, that's what I wanted you to see. Okay. Oh, wait, balls.
What?
How am I gonna switch between the photos here? Um.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. By showing us all your messages.
Can you see my screen still?
Yep, I can still see Pennywise.
Okay.
Oh
Great.
yeah, you're clicking stuff.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So I want to buy a statue. I've been looking for a couple weeks now, and there's lots of ones that are expensive, lots of ones that are cheap and bad quality, but I've been trying to find the nice medium ratio of quality and price. And these are just a handful of ones that I've come across. That this one I found today, it's super cheap and nice quality. I might want it. It's really cool.
And like the design on that, it looks pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Like it's not
And there's
cartoonish
lots that
or
are from like 30, 40, 50 that are just like action figures with those joints that move. I would rather have like a statue, something that doesn't really move, so it's a little more clean.
I
So I've been
I think the
finding a
joints
couple
kind of throw it off.
of the ones I'm showing you. If you want prices, I can look at my phone and tell you the prices that I've been seeing because it just sounds easier than.
Bastila.
Yeah, I think this is a cool looking one. And I'll just pull up Amazon on my phone and say the prices that we're going through.
All right, all right. Dude, what kind of droid is that? I've never seen that
I don't know,
before.
that's cool. What's Bastilla's price?
It kind of reminds me of like a
Okay,
Droidica.
Bastilla is
Or no,
eighty
no, a
dollars.
Spider. How much?
80. 80
Wee.
is a little
I
much,
don't
but
know.
for statues, this
Yeah, I
is
don't know about that one.
anything below 100 is pretty good, especially at this quality. But nothing that I'm not really willing to spend that much right now, especially on Bastilla. Maybe later. This one's really cool.
No. Oh, that one might be worth
52.
$80. Okay, okay.
52.
That's a
Not
great
bad.
one. The
Not bad.
cape, the cape
Yeah, the
is
cape
done
is cool.
very well.
So once I get to Batman, I wonder if I can just skip to it. Okay, Batman. This is the one I want the
Yeah.
most.
Oh, yeah.
This
And
is the
do
one I want the
you want to
most.
explain the base a little bit?
So the base. So let me back up even further. So I'm reading the Batman comics right now, right? And they're awesome. The ones from the 90s,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Graham Nolan and Chuck Dixon. They're awesome. And something that isn't highlighted as much in modern day Batman stuff is his cape was freaking huge in those comics. Like he uses his cape as a weapon. He uses his cape as a way to scare. There are tons of frames where his cape is just absolutely massive and engulfs the entire page, and it like his cape will go so wide and so high that it takes the whole moonlight out of the area, scares the crap out of the intruder, and then he just as he's shocked the person because of his huge cape, he gets tons of um art where he's like on top of a building and his cape is just huge, blowing through the wind. I just love how huge his cape is. So I love that this sculpture has emphasis on that, and the base is supposed to be the shadow outline of the cape. And since I'm really into old Batman, I really am into the blue and gray Batman. I'm kind of turned off by the black suit Batman now, just because I've been really enjoying these books.
Which is crazy because now all you see is black suit
I
Batman. You
know,
don't
and
really get to see a blue.
this is I really like Batman, and so many people, especially the modern day like creators of Batman, don't understand Batman at all. I really didn't like the newest Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. I hated it because they made it out to be that Batman's main drive is revenge. That's just so not true. Not at all. Batman's main
Okay,
drive
okay.
as a superhero is to prevent anything that happened like what happened to him as a kid to happen to anyone else. So he's trying to just keep Gotham safe. He loves Gotham. He likes kids, and he doesn't want anyone to have to go through what he had to go through by losing his parents and becoming an orphan. So he wants to keep the streets of Gotham safe, so that nothing like that ever does happen to anyone else.
Okay, so I can understand that perspective. However, I gotta say, man, the new Batman, I think that it was an absolute banger. And I think the reason why your perspective on it is a little different is because you're looking at it like the the grizzled Batman that you see over a long period of time. But that Batman he's only a year into the job. Like he's brand new at this. And it's a younger Batman. I think that revenge is his main motivation. I mean, he's way more hot blooded. He's not like yeah, he's smart, he's coming up with the stuff,
In
but
the
you can
stuff that
see
I've
in
read,
the movie how emotional he is.
they make an emphasis that Batman never uses revenge as a weapon, ever.
Yeah, but you have to look at like the time scale. Like, do you think Batman is the same guy who like from start to finish, like he didn't have any changes? I
No,
think
but
that
I
his
don't think
character
he was
growth.
driven by revenge at the start. I think he was still driven by the same
Oh,
things. I think that's the reason
I
why he
don't know, man.
wanted.
I
That's
can
why
make
he
an
wanted to
argument
get
that he
started as
did.
Batman. That was his whole. He wanted to dress as a bat because it stroked fear in him, and he wanted to use it to strike fear in others, to stop them from being criminals.
I don't know, man. Because okay, look at it like this: there are other heroes in the universe that use like hope as like their main thing. Like they're trying to protect people. They're out in the day, but he's using fear.
He uses fear, not revenge,
He's
but
not.
fear.
He's not trying to. No, no. But he's using fear to harm the like these criminals and stuff. He's not using it to like, hey, man, I just want to stop you. I just want to protect. It's like, hey, I wanna make you like so scared. I want to harm you emotionally.
Yeah, that's his
I
goal.
wanna
But
be
I don't
like
know
a
what that has to do
PTSD.
with revenge.
No, because that like shows his darker side already. Like, yes, you can be like, oh, well, he's using it just like as a scare tactic, so later on he doesn't have to beat them up as much, and they'll just understand. But it's like I think that he wants to hurt them. At this point in the story, he's trying to hurt these guys. He's not doing this solely out of like the good of his heart. I think that he has very selfish motivations, and that I think we're gonna see a slow progression of him learning to protect rather than getting revenge. I think that that's the transition they're trying to show us in these newer movies. I don't think the focus is on him being as much of a hero as showing him becoming the hero.
I didn't get that at all from that recent Batman movie. I've also
Really?
only seen it once in theaters. I don't know.
Oh, I've seen it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh,
It's a long movie, man. It's like what 3 hours almost,
jeez. Yeah, I just remember. I just didn't
dude.
like it very much. It was.
And Catwoman, oh my lord, let me tell you, that was a great
She
pick.
was not a great Catwoman.
She was a great
No,
Catwoman. Absolutely, I loved
no,
it.
not
Yes, yes.
particularly.
When I think of Catwoman, that is exactly who I think of.
All right, this Rick. This Rick is 25. I think it looks not bad for 25.
I think for 25, it's pretty good quality right there. It's very realistic looking. The only part that really bothers me is it's his face, man. Like it's so hard to get like the face right, and it's not like it's bad or anything. I think it's just
Faces are hard to get right. Yeah, I
he
think this
looks
is
so
fine. I'll have to
old.
get closer looks at this one, but I think this one is really cool. I like this one a
Oh
lot
yeah,
because it's comic book Negan, not TV show Negan. That's why I like this one a lot.
Negan is amazing. However, I gotta say that the Walking Dead part on the bottom, I could have done without that. I didn't
Oh,
need
I
any
love this
writing.
because this is the Walking Dead comic logo. Like that's the whole thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I love that. And the Walking Dead comics, I like the comic way more than the show. The Walking Dead comics are. Oh, I don't know if I told you. Um, you know how the Walking Dead is like 190 issues.
Yeah.
Since so when the series was coming out, every 2 weeks an issue came out, and then when issue 193 came out, ended the series 2 weeks later. He released issue one in color, called it Walking Dead Deluxe, and every 2 weeks since then, an issue starting from one has been coming out in color.
It's
which the
still
original
going.
series was in black and white. It's still going. Right now, they're at 85. I just got 85 the other day. So,
Dude, you don't have 1 through 85 though.
no,
You're just
I
getting
just
the
started
ones that
recently,
you
but
really
I'm
like.
trying to collect them all. That's my goal.
Dude, it's a great goal.
I
And
have about
so,
30 right now.
do you think they're gonna release a compendium once they've like reached
Eventually,
certain
yeah.
points?
But I don't want companion. I have compendiums of black and white. It's actually was I have all my Walking Dead and Invincible compendiums stacked up in a pyramid, holding up my monitor right now. It's awesome.
That's right, you do.
Um, but yeah, I'm really excited to have all the Walking Dead deluxes as issues. Plus, there's variant issues for each 4 variant covers for each issue. And I'm not gonna try and get all of them. I'm just gonna try and get one of each, but lots of choices, and they all look really good. I thought it was gonna be like just kind of computer generate some colors into the black and white pages, but it seems to me like they actually got a colorist to do the work, and it looks really good. They've been so good so far.
Hey, finally, those people that were really good at coloring books, they come in handy. There's a career for them.
So in like something like September, I think, I don't know, October, it's issue 100. I think I'm gonna get like 3 or 4 in different covers.
Oh,
Issue
you want to
100
collect them
is
all?
just because issue 100. You know what issue 100 is, right?
Happened in issue 100.
Glenn.
Oh.
It was the pinnacle issue. It was number 100. It was a big deal, and it's the rarest of the black and white ones. So I think I want to get all the covers because when you get them new, they're all just the regular $4.
20 years, you can sell them for like 50.
Or just keep them and have them in frames.
Oh yeah, do the frames. It'll be
But
worth
I'm
more
really
to you
excited
that
for
way.
that. That's soon, and I'm gonna have them, and that's gonna be incredible. Yeah. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the Kingdom. The Kingdom in the show and in the comics is my favorite. I love the Kingdom and Ezekiel.
Ezekiel is one of my favorite characters in Walking Dead, both in the comics and in the show. And
You haven't
the
read the
actor
comics, have
for
you?
it, oh my gosh. Huh? Oh no, no,
I
no, no, sorry. He wasn't in the
he was in the comics. I just thought you hadn't
I
read the
think Ezekiel
comics.
was in the comics. Yeah. No, no, no. I read the
Okay,
comics.
good. Yeah, I forget that you read them. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Yep. I the only one is Compendium 4. I've only
the whole thing. That's a
read
bummer.
about halfway through it.
Okay, you've gotten most of it,
About
but
halfway
it
through it.
ends. I won't say anything, but I like how it ends. I could totally understand people not liking how it ends, but I like how it ends. It's good.
Man, I'm just glad that in the comics they kept Carl. I think the whole story should
That's
have
the
been focused
biggest
on
mistake
Carl
in the
from
show. The biggest, and it is.
absolutely 100%. If they had kept Carl, they could have given Carl a show after The Walking Dead
Oh,
that could
screw
have lined
that.
up so
Just
yes.
no. I
Yes.
hate spin-offs. I hate
Dude,
20 year later sequels. Prequels just end it all. One series, and then have a satisfying ending, and then we're out.
okay. Then I also would have been as happy if they released another series later on that didn't focus on any of the characters from The Walking Dead, but Carl made an appearance later on in it as like some sort of like leader or like like
Maybe I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know
I
when you're
like
like maybe it's
I
a
miss when things would begin and end. It doesn't happen as much anymore. Things have to be a cinematic universe, and I'm tired of it.
I mean, you have to have your prequels, your sequels. You have to have all the
You do
side
not have to
characters
have
get
that.
episodes
No,
and
no, no,
series.
no. None of that. It is rare when prequels and spin-offs do well. Like the only ones that come to mind are Better Call Saul and House of the Dragon that do well.
Better Call Saul is probably one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
It's
Like
yeah.
it
It's one of the best shows ever made.
it wasn't quite Breaking Bad like levels of like
I could hear an
amazing, but
argument
it was more entertaining.
I
No,
could
it
hear
was
an
more
argument to be
entertaining,
told
but it
that Better Call
wasn't
Saul was
better.
better. I could hear an argument. I'm very much
What?
on the fence. I'm on the fence.
I don't know, man. I think Breaking Bad has overall a better story.
I think it
It's more
does.
compelling,
It's tighter.
and the character like
Walter White and
Walter
Jesse are
White.
just great. You can't beat them.
You can't get much better than that.
Let's go with this. The story
And
in Better Call Saul is cooler, but the characters in Breaking Bad are better.
no, man, I can't even go that far.
Let's just say they're
I
both
think
really
the
good in
story
all
in
the
Breaking Bad.
aspects. No, the
Okay,
story in
yeah,
Breaking
they're
Bad
both
is
really good.
impeccable. The story in Breaking, I can't. I revoke my comment. The story in Breaking Bad is incredible. They're, pfft, I'm so glad he's done.
like
No more. If he were to try and
from
make
the
something else, he
oh yeah,
wouldn't be able to top it. He wouldn't be able to. I also didn't mind
in
El
that
Camino.
movie,
I thought El
El
Camino was good too.
Camaro.
El Camino.
Oh, Camino was
Yeah,
it? Okay, I wasn't the biggest fan of it,
I
honestly.
thought it was
I
good.
really wasn't.
I thought it was fine.
Like I'm glad they like finished off like capped off Jesse's story, but at the same time, like I was kind of okay with him just driving off into the
I
distance.
was
Like
too. Although in the end that did kind of happen as well, ended in similar ways. I thought it was good. I thought it was cool.
no, it was good.
Yeah.
I just didn't enjoy it as much as I hoped I would. Like it
Hmm.
wasn't quite what I was expecting. But that was my own preference. I don't think it was necessarily bad in any way. Also, Skinny Pete showing up. Oh my
That was
god,
cool. He was really good in
he
that
looked
movie.
he looked so much older in that movie though.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he did meth.
True. So here's this Iron Man one, right? It's a little bit cheap. It's a little bit. How much is this? I think it was like 50. But then there's this other Iron Man one. I like this
No,
one
I
better.
think you go with the classic. Really?
Infinity War is
What?
incredible. This is like his Endgame suit, I think. But Iron
Yeah,
Man
that is
in
his endgame suit.
Iron Man is my one of my favorite characters. Tony Stark as like Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark is so good. This has so much meaning to me. This statue. I mean, this one's really good too. I like this one a lot. But I think I might if I'm when I pull the trigger, I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Man, just wait till they bring him back. Then you're gonna be
Nope.
upset.
Yeah, true. But I still
You're
have
gonna hate
Iron
it.
Man from 2008 to 2019, and they can never take that away from
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
me.
Dude,
I think
that
of all the
Iron Man,
statues,
he
oh yeah, it was
drove
incredible.
Marvel forward.
It was incredible. So here's this statue. I think this one is the coolest looking. I'm just not super into Spider-Man right now, so I'm not gonna get it, but it's the coolest
Well,
one.
I mean, what is there to enjoy about Spider-Man right now besides his movies?
I just meant like I'm not really watching anything right now, reading anything right now. My things come in waves. Oh, speaking of that though, I was looking on the movie theater website because I'm an app. I've been going to the movies a lot recently to watch $5 throwback movies and stuff. It's been awesome. In the last few months, I've watched
Like, are you talking about Fandango?
uh I go to the Regal here,
Oh,
but
but you said you were using an app, so I was wondering if you
yeah, just
used the
like
Fandango app.
um
This is
I don't
not a
like have a
paid
subscription or
sponsorship.
anything. They've been doing $5 movies every Wednesday. In the last few months, I've seen again, just to be clear, these are all rewatches. I've seen all these movies before. I'm just watching them in theaters because that's I love theaters. I've watched The Green Mile, Field of Dreams, Shawshank Redemption, the Lego Movie, Shrek, and Harry Potter 1.
Everything is
It's
awesome.
been so much fun. All $5. The kids' movies have been $2 though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and watching Harry Potter last weekend in theaters, it was awesome. I teared up a good amount of times. It was incredible. The
I
Green
just
Mile
remembered.
is
There
so
was
good. Hmm?
Oh, I'm trying to remember. There was a show that I just watched very recently, and I can't remember for the life of me. But they killed off some characters in like the best way. Like I, oh, oh,
I gotta know
it
now.
like it actually got me emotional. But I can't remember. I gotta remember it.
Is
I'm
it
trying.
Prison
I'm
Break?
trying. No, 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 no. It was a show, and the craziest part was I knew the characters were gonna die, but the way they did it was so impactful that I didn't even really like process like that. Oh yeah, they're gonna be back or whatever. Like it was just like wow, like absolutely emotional.
That makes me want to start talking about House of the Dragon, but I want to finish these sculptures first.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
Keep
started talking
going,
about
keep
the
going.
theaters at first because I saw today, not this upcoming Monday, but the next Monday, starting that Monday, and then for the next 8 Spider-Man movies. I can't wait.
Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, they're every Monday they're gonna play one. They're gonna play the
Which
Spider-Man
ones
movies,
though?
all of
Like
them.
Toby, all of them.
For the
Ooh,
next
did
eight
you hear
weeks.
that they're thinking about making a Spider-Man 4
Yeah, I really hope they
with
do that.
Toby Maguire?
I hope they do that. I hope
Dude,
I hope
that would
Marvel
be
doesn't make it
amazing.
though. I hope Disney doesn't make it though.
No, it'll be Sony.
I think
Sony
it will
still
be
owns
Sony.
the
But
rights to them.
guess what else Sony has made though? Venom 2, Morbius,
Madame Web.
Madame Web. Yeah. Oh, jeez. So yeah, who knows? But they also whatever. I don't even care. Anyways, they're gonna show all the Spider-Man movies in theaters for $5, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. You should look and see
Okay,
if the
that
theater
it
there
might
is
be
really
worth
that
to
good.
watch. No, dude, I do not go to the
I
theater over
agree. The
here.
theater
The
there
theater
sucks
over here is
balls. It's
trash.
horrible. I've had a bad experience in every movie, and they've all been different reasons. Speakers being bad,
Hmm.
volume. I mean, the lighting being awful, glitching.
The
It just
lighting is
sucks.
terrible.
It's
Yep.
bad. Um, what other statues did I not get? Oh, I love Aquaman.
Ah, man, I'm not sold on him. I think it's his outfit along with his abilities that just kind of really. I'm
Aquaman's
like,
got the
he's
coolest
a weaker
abilities.
Superman. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he
What do you
does.
mean?
He
He's
doesn't
got
just.
super strength and super speed while
People say
swimming like
talking to fish, and
Superman.
they make it sound so lame, but it's really cool. He uses all the fish and the different creatures of the sea as his allies to send messages to aid him in battle, to ride them, all sorts
He
of cool stuff.
sacrifices them against things that obviously can kill them. Like,
Yeah, who
why
cares? He's
is
great.
a freaking
And what I've loved about I've read a handful of comics from the 80s and 90s. I don't have a ton, 'cause I'm trying to find them in stores, but I read the run. I've read Aquaman New 52. It was really good. That's the only thing that back when I had the DC Unlimited app, I didn't really know what I was getting into. Now I know that I need to just stay in the 70s, 80s, 90s. That's where all the best stuff is. But I did read Aquaman New 52, and I thought it was really good. It made me like Aquaman quite a bit.
Aquaman is great in a story with other characters, and I
Aquaman is
really
great in his
enjoy
own story.
Aquaman.
Aquaman's story with his
Mm,
brother and with his wife and with his uncle, like his I mean not his like his mentor. It's like Game of Thrones. It's really good.
it's just not as appealing to me because it's like it's a superhero story. So obviously, I know he's gonna keep power, or if he loses power, it's only for a little bit until he gets back in there. Like it feels repetitive with those kind of stories. It's the same with Black Panther. Like I feel like they're pretty like close to each other, you know?
Yeah, they are. I also, on a more visual note, I love the look of the underwater ocean stuff. The way they do the art and the way they have them walk, like move around, swim around. I'm talking about in the comics. They're never
Oh
really
yeah,
touching
you
the
still got to show
ground.
me
The
that
hair
too when
is.
you get a chance.
Let's see if I can pull up some Aquaman. Oh god.
Ooh, so you know Flashpoint, right?
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite iteration of Aquaman. Just the grizzled war veteran who's like fighting against the Amazonians, like full out. Like, oh my gosh, that Aquaman was so cool to me. And I do like it when Aquaman is more defiant. Like I like him when he's not as much working with everyone else, but like almost like an antagonist at certain points. Because like it really does show like his priority is Atlantis. And since the surface world is really like Atlantis's like main enemy, like they really screw them over all the time. So it's like I just wish Aquaman was less more like Namor almost, you know?
The more you're brainwashed. It's Namor. Everyone knows it's
Nah.
Namor. The only time it's ever
It's
been Namor is in that
Namor.
stupid movie.
Nah, man. He's freaking Aztec. It's gonna have an accent to
You're dumb. Namor's a
it.
white dude. It's just a fact.
No, even in the comics, he had black hair. That
I said
indicates some
white
sort of
dude.
heritage beyond Europeans.
Oh,
Nah,
jeez, you're
Europeans
freaking
almost never had black
brainwashed.
hair. Come on. Nah.
You're
Like, why can't
brainwashed.
why can't I have a Latin hero? Why is that so bad?
No one cares
It's
about
better
your
than having
identity.
Blue Beetle. No, I just think he looks cooler. I don't like seeing every single white hero like look like freaking Captain America. I need some diversity.
Oh, jeez. Are you joking?
That's why I like Bruce Banner so much
Whoops.
because Bruce Banner doesn't look like a hero at all. He just looks like a nerd, and that's also why I didn't like the Andrew Garfield Spider Man. I'm gonna say it.
I
He
love
was
Andrew
too
Garfield
attractive to
Spider-Man.
be Spider Man. Nope,
What?
nope,
Actually,
absolutely.
yeah.
He was.
I
If
can
you
get
look at
behind
him,
that. I
he
can get
was a
behind that.
skater
I
boy
agree.
through and through. because if you look at Tobey Maguire and if you look at Tom Holland not as much, but Tobey Maguire for sure was
Yeah,
that
yeah, I
nerdy
agree with that.
Peter Parker look. Tom Holland, I mean, okay, with Tom Holland, oh man, why can't I remember
Tom
the
Holland's my least favorite Peter.
what?
Yeah.
When who was the guy who created a lot of the Ben Lee? Ben Lee said that when he pictured Spider-Man, that Tom Holland was like the Vision. Like
I mean, that's
he says
great.
it was,
That's fine. I just he's my least favorite of the Peters.
but why?
I just
Andrew
I
Garfield,
think
man.
he's
Andrew
way
Garfield was my
too.
least favorite.
I can't. He doesn't compare to Tobey Maguire. And I like Andrew Garfield.
He
How
doesn't.
he acts. His acting in those movies is better than Tom Holland's. Whoops.
I think the only thing Andrew Garfield had above the other Spider-Mans was his banter. And that was more the story writers than anything else. Like but that Spider-Man actually knew how to like throw some shade.
I don't think Tom Holland acted as well as the other two. Maybe he looked the best, but he didn't act as well as the other two.
I can see that. But it's hard when you're looking for a
Oh yeah.
actor to play a high
Don't.
schooler. Your options are very limited.
Did you see the last statue? The one that I'm probably gonna get. You didn't see it, did you? So these are
Oh,
all ones that I've been looking at
no,
the
go
last
back.
couple days, last couple weeks. But I found one today that it's about 75. I think it's taken priority over the rest. I might go with this one.
Okay,
Are you
let's see
ready?
it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh my gosh.
I I think this is the one.
Gandalf the White. So the one issue I have when statues have like swords or staves and stuff like that
They
is they're
bend
always
easily.
crooked.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're so easy to bend,
that is
and
something
it
I'm
really
worried
just
about.
throws off the whole aesthetic.
So it's $75. And the one I want the most, the second most, is this one, and he's 85. But
Which
holy
one is
crap.
85? Batman?
Batman.
That Batman's 85?
Yeah, he is.
I didn't know he was that expensive.
Yeah. But wow, I really like Gandalf.
Gandalf. Okay, I'm gonna admit something. I still haven't watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies like in order. Like I've seen all of the movies, and I've seen most of the parts of all of the movies, but it's been a very sporadic watching.
I can't believe you. I'm speechless right now.
Okay, well, in my defense, fantasy is not as appealing to me as sci-fi. Like I really enjoy like a brutal like sci-fi universe. And when it comes to like high fantasy, like especially anything that has elves in it, automatically takes me like a couple steps back.
Oof. I felt that way for a long time, but when I watched Game of Thrones, my life changed. It changed me. I I love Game of Thrones turned me from a nerd into an uber nerd. I watched Game of Thrones
No,
once,
but Game of
and
Thrones
then I read the
isn't
books, and
like
I
fantasy. It's
understood
like
the entire world of Game of Thrones after one watch and then reading the books. I could tell you everything about Game of Thrones. I don't know. It just I understood it. We understood each other reading Game of Thrones. House of the Dragon is so good. Oh my god. Anyway,
oh my god. All right, let's talk about House of the Dragons. We got
I'm not. I was
we
not.
got two different trailers dropped.
But
Come
hang on.
on, come on.
Before that, of all these statues, which one do you think
Okay,
I
okay.
should go with?
All right. My personal preference, Batman.
Batman.
But
That's the one
Batman,
that's what
man.
started this whole thing. That's the one I've been wanting since the start. I've wanted it for weeks now.
And I think you just got to go with it.
It's the most
I think
expensive
his
one.
is gonna look the best, and especially with him not being like the all black and everything, he's gonna stand out
I
as a
know.
character
I
that you
really
have
like
on
this
your
one,
shelf.
and I'm already like not. I'm not. I'm like less of a fan of the regular black suit Batman now because of how good these comics have been. But it's the most expensive one, and look at that.
As much as good as they look in the comics, though, I never want to see a blue Batman suit
Oh,
in
I
live
do.
action.
Oh,
I
I
think that would
100% do.
that would take me so out of it. No, 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 no. Maybe if you have like a moment where he's showing all his different suits, and then maybe it like
No,
pans
no, no.
over to that one.
He needs to have his blue
No,
suit. His
he's
cape needs to be huge. He needs to be as terrifying as he is in these comics and reading.
okay. Tell me this: how easy is it to hide in the dark in a black suit versus a bright blue suit? The
He makes
bright
it
blue
work.
suit, you
To be
cannot
fair, the
hide with that.
medium is comics, and you can draw every frame differently, but it works pretty well in the books. And I'm sure with movie magic they can make it work pretty well. You gotta fit in the lighting right.
Movie magic. What movie magic? The
It's dead
past
now,
like
but it used to be
5 years.
magic. They couldn't do it
It's like
now.
how is
I
it
wouldn't want them to touch
Transformers?
Batman right now. No way.
How is it that Transformers CGI looks better like 10 years ago than the freaking Marvel movies do now? It's like that's
DEI.
ridiculous. It is Disney too. Like they have
DEI.
all the resources, but
So
from what I hear, they just run their guys ragged with as little as they possibly can.
I wonder if there's any reviews for this one because I want it really bad. I want sometimes some reviews have pictures.
It's like why? This guy has a gray suit, not a white one.
Where is the
Sword was
reviews
broken in half.
for Gandalf? Okay. Oh, he's got 3-star rating on Amazon. It's not good. All right, here's some pictures. I don't see what's wrong with them. Why is this a 1-star rating?
What did he say?
I expected a well-molded and well-painted product for the price tag. Not only is the staff an unpainted flat gray, but the lower robes are dark and medium gray, respectively. I can only hope to get a factory defect, or else some product deserves that one star I had to give it. But the pictures look fine. Maybe he's like a huge collectibles guy. This will be my first statue, so I probably wouldn't even notice.
Oh, really? You don't have any other ones?
I have 300 Funko Pops.
Yeah, but the quality is kind of different.
Oh yeah.
So has your Funko Pop stage kind of dwindled a
Oh,
little
big
bit?
time. I regret it.
You regret it?
Oh, big time. I totally regret it. I have several
Just
Funkos
too
that I
many of
like.
them now.
Like my favorite Funko right now is I have Viserys with his leprosy face, and he's got his half a golden mask on. You know the golden mask that he wears on the side of his face where he's missing an eye.
Uh
I have a Funko of that, and it's incredible looking. I also have one of Aemond with his eye patch and his little dagger.
huh.
I've got a comic book Iron Man one that I like a lot, but 90% of my Funkos sit in boxes.
uh, I I don't know. Like I understand the whole like Funko thing that happened with everyone. Like everyone was trying to collect them, but at the
Mhm.
same time, it's like, like what am I actually gonna do with it? Because usually when I would get stuff like that, it's like I could at least play with it or something. You
Mhm.
know, like I could have it
We have a whole
for some
room
other purpose.
downstairs with shelves of them, and it looks really cool. But we have too many. me and my me and my
How do you
brother
guys have them
suggest.
organized?
Yeah, they look pretty sweet. But during COVID, it was so much fun. During COVID, when we all were shopping for them for like a year, it was super fun. Big like something we did together all the time.
Duplicates?
Me and my brother have a couple duplicates, but not many. We try not to. But like we both have General Grievous. We both have Anakin. Those kinds of duplicates. All right, let's end. All right, you want to move on?
All right, let's get into focus here.
I feel tired. Okay.
Feel tired. You have a busy day at work.
Yeah, work sucks. It's so boring.
Oh
Okay.
man, you gotta get a job that actually entertains you a little bit. My
I know,
job
but I need to
entertains
have a
me because it
job for
actually
at
puts
least
me
a
to work
year
all the
so I can
time.
have something on my resume saying that I had a job for a year.
Well, you just got out of school. I feel like people would understand if you only had 6 months or so.
I just gotta stay for a little bit. I'm also going to school again soon, and I don't really want to start a whole new job when I'm going to school full time as well. Well, okay, which trailer do you want to start with? The
Let's start
black
with
or
the
green?
blacks because I feel like they're the main characters are the blacks.
All right, I'm excited. Here we go.
We fight for our queen!
That logo.
Can I pause it? Can you pause it?
My father chose me,
Can I pause
his
it?
firstborn child,
I can't.
to succeed him.
Oh, then it must be me.
Father
Oh, there we go.
chose me.
There we go.
Anyways, okay.
Okay, that dragon logo is so cool. And spoilers, the Greens have a green dragon logo, which
So,
equally looks cool.
What I think is genius, what they're trying to do, I don't know if it's gonna land, but what they want to do, they're trying to have like, so the audience is gonna pick sides, and it's gonna be like watching a football game. I think that's what they're trying to do. Like the blacks or the greens, who do you choose? I love how they're structured.
It does
that.
feel like
It's
that.
super cool.
They're
Really,
making
really
it very
good.
interactive.
They're just being a little, they're trying to engage with the audience a little bit. I'm really excited about that. Because what made Game of Thrones really famous, I mean, I wasn't watching it at the time, was people would go to bars and watch it as a group, and it would be a huge group activity every week. I think they're trying to bring that back with this. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they can bring back that same energy, but I think they can definitely keep the hype going
So
for
with House
Game
of the
of
Dragon
Thrones.
season 1,
I think this series,
certain it was gonna suck. After season 8 of Game of Thrones, I was certain it was gonna be crap. I was barely willing to give it a chance. After episode 1, I was like, huh, that wasn't garbage, but it's got plenty of time to fail. And then it kept getting better and better and better. After a couple episodes, I was like, holy crap, this is the best show I've ever seen. So now that they've got
so
that
you're saying
strong will, they've
you
got
like
that.
it more than the original?
I could definitely be swayed.
Yeah, okay. I could see
Same
that. I
exact
could
thing
see
with
that.
Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Same exact thing.
Ooh, I think I might need a couple more seasons before I can commit to it, though.
House of the Dragon season 1 was incredible. I've seen it 4 times.
I hope House of the Dragons does like a chronological kind of thing where they go through and maybe the first 3 seasons are about this civil war. But I
This
hope
is
like
it. Season 1 and 2,
4.
that's it. Season
So
1
then,
and 2, that's all they're doing.
Season 3. Then season 3, I hope they don't make a new show. I hope that they just turn this into an anthology series where every couple of seasons they just go over like a part of the Targaryens like history. And I think that would be a really cool way to flesh
I
out.
like your idea. I want it to end after 2 seasons, but if it doesn't, I want that to happen. I want there to be 3 different stories. These 2 seasons of the Dance of Dragons, whatever story goes on a couple hundred years later, but I want the final season to be the Mad King and Ned and Robert and Jaime. That story.
Really?
I think that'd be so cool. Like the war that they have 9 years before Game of Thrones starts.
No, I can understand. I do want to see that. I think that shouldn't be the finisher. I think the finisher should be
What?
Aegon the Conqueror. Aegon the Conqueror,
okay.
one,
Like a prequel.
you
That'd be
need,
great. Yeah, I can get on board
yeah,
with that.
because that's like the beginning of their story, and also I think that they would need crazier CGI just to demonstrate like the sheer magnitude of the dragons that Aegon was riding and the wars that he was starting and everything. Like they were massive, and then also like the fall of what was their country called before where the Targaryens came from? Valyria. Yeah, Ode Valyria. I need to see what happened. I want to know what happened
Doom.
so badly.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Dude, like what if Aegon was part of that? Because they left like a little bit before the fall. So
I'm picturing
what did they know?
type
What
of
was
setup
happening,
that's
man?
very similar to like Aang and the Airbenders, how there's all those flying bison flying around everywhere. I can see a very similar thing where there's Valyria and there's just dragons everywhere. And then we see that, and eventually we do see the Great Doom, where all the dragons die, and a couple Targaryen and Valyrian families flee to Westeros, but then everything gets pretty much destroyed.
Exactly. Like, I think that would be an amazing finisher. But at the same time, if I were HBO, I would probably make that my next story that I go to. I would probably be like, okay,
Dunk and Egg.
What?
Freaking idiots.
No, okay. You say that now.
Arya and the
but I
Hound
think
was my
Dunk and
least
Egg,
favorite story arc in Game of Thrones.
kidding me?
Arya and the Hound. It's not bad, but it's my least favorite.
Out of here.
I read the books.
Nah.
I read the books, and Arya's chapters are so boring compared to the rest.
Yeah, but the series, they made Arya a very compelling
She's
character.
not that great. Stuff at King's
And
Landing was my favorite.
the Hound was one of my favorite characters in the entire show.
The Hound was like fine. He was so one-dimensional. He was like fine.
Oh, yeah, but like you have to look at his character. Like obviously he's gonna be very one-dimensional, like a mean, grizzled, freaking absolutely ruthless killer. But if you look at his past, like dude, he got put into a position that he couldn't get out of. And then with like that kind of like world, he had no other paths. He was obviously gonna be a fighter from day one.
Well, regardless of whether or not we like Arya and the Hound, I haven't read the book that Duncan Egg is based off of, but I just have a feeling that Duncan Egg is just going to be Arya and the Hound, but different people, and that's just not very interesting to me. I do something else. That's yeah.
No. Duncan and Egg, it's crazier than that. Their story is like
Have you
I've
read the
looked
book?
into it a lot
Oh, you
more.
looked into it?
No, I haven't read the book. No, I looked into it because I heard about Duncan and Egg, and I was like, oh, I want to know more about this
It's
because
Duncan Egg.
in
Yeah.
in Game of Thrones they were talking about he was calling out for his brother Egg. Remember the Maester in at
It's
the
not
wall?
that egg, is it? Is it?
Yeah,
It is
that
Aegon?
egg. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought it was just some other kid named Aegon.
no.
Okay, that's a little more
He
interesting.
called him Egg.
He's actually so he's connected.
Why?
He's a
Like,
Targaryen in Duncan Egg. I know about Aegon that his brother called him Egg and stuff, but I didn't know that Duncan Egg was that egg. Was that Aegon?
that it's that egg.
Oh,
And what's
okay.
really cool about
Never mind,
it
I'm
is
interested
so
now.
basically Egg left the family, or like something happened to where he was no longer with them. He was just out and about. He shaved his head so that way people wouldn't know he was a Targaryen. And then he met this hedge knight who was basically like, just
The
think of
Hedge
a
Knight,
poor
that's what the
knight.
book is
Like
called.
that's all
Hedge Knight. Yeah.
Yep. And dude, oh my goodness, like it just seems like a very cool concept to me to have
I
one or two
I don't
seasons
know
of
enough
that.
about
I'd be
Duncan
very
Egg, but
okay.
now I'm interested. I didn't know that that's what that was. That's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
dude,
yeah.
that's why it like as soon as I heard that it was gonna be about Egg, I remembered that moment in Game of Thrones, and I was like, because I always wondered like that's such a weird thing for him to call out like towards the end, like oh Egg or whatever he said, like dude,
Yeah, that was yeah.
I'm very excited.
So
So I
since
think
it's
it's like
connected to
season one. I think
Targaryens,
that
it's really intrigued me. That already makes it better. So in the Game of Thrones, Jon Snow is my second favorite character in the show. I love Jon, but I am so angry that they're making a Jon Snow TV show.
are they
It's
actually?
connected to
Oh
season
yeah,
8.
it's about him.
That's why. The reason why this prequel stuff is so good, one of the reasons why it's so good, is because that pretty much has nothing to do with the bad seasons. You are able to ignore the bad seasons and enjoy House of the Dragon. It's possible. When I watch House of the Dragon, and like Viserys is talking about the prince who was promised, and he's talking about the Song of Ice and Fire, season 6, 7, 8 are not canon in my head. But what's canon is what hasn't happened yet from George's books.
Really,
So
6, 7, and 8.
yes,
I would be 7 and 8. I could drop without any hesitation. 6, however, I think that I could make an argument for at least the first half.
maybe that's fine. But the reason why I discount it is because it was not from the source material, which is fine. But just because the other ones also weren't from the source material, it's just really easy for me to group them together, as I don't count them.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Season 6 isn't bad at all. It's just it's not what was intended. It did make the story smaller, but it wasn't horrible. But I'm able to love the prophecy of a Song of Ice and Fire that Viserys is talking about because season 6, 7, 8 don't exist when I'm watching House of the Dragon.
Huh?
What?
Click it. Click play.
Oh,
Is that
sure.
what you said? Do we continue?
Oh,
We've been staring
whatever.
at the screen for a while now.
I can't do it. You're gonna have to. Oh wait. You're gonna have to push play.
Chose me, his firstborn child, to succeed him. He held to his decision until death. And yet, Alicent's son sits my throne.
All right, let's take a moment to talk
Take
about
me
the
down.
throne itself.
You push play again.
Dude,
Yeah, that's
I-
exactly what I was gonna do.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you want to scroll back to? Actually, I think I can do that.
Can we? Here, let me see if I can get it back a couple of seconds.
I'm currently working on it. Where's the throne? Wait, I just saw it like a.
Did I skip ahead?
No, I got it. I think
Oh
we
well, I've been messing with it.
yeah we messed it up. It's
Okay,
fine.
okay, I'll let you do it. I'll let you do it then.
I just want that shot with the throne. Give it to me. There we go. Okay. So you haven't read the books, right? You got to read the books, by the way. You just have to. They're great.
I
But
should.
so you know how this throne, it's got these swords all around the sides, and already it's got so many more swords than the throne does in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
In the book, it's like a mountain of swords. It's so much
Yeah.
different.
Oh well. So there's an actual picture where George
Okay,
R.
I
R.
was just about to
Martin
look at the picture.
worked
Yeah,
with
I
an
was
artist.
going to show you that picture. It's a great picture. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. That's how they describe it in the book.
And so it's like it's kind of cool to see, like, oh yeah, at first, like maybe the throne did start off that big, but maybe each king kind of
Right.
downsized it a little bit or
hmm
changed it a little bit to where it slowly dwindled down to what we see.
In Game of Thrones,
Well, at
they
least
just
in the
simply didn't have the
shows.
budget and stuff to really do stuff like that. But what I choose to
Oh,
believe in the story is that once the Targaryens were gone and it was the Baratheons and the Lannisters that took over, one thing that they did, and they told us explicitly, was that they got rid of the dragon heads because they didn't want them there because dragons were something that was a Targaryen symbol. I choose to believe that they just got rid of tons of the swords because it just injured kings, and many kings throughout Westeros got infections and died from the
oh
throne.
yeah.
So I choose to believe
Yep.
that each king, like you said, has just been getting rid of swords because it's illogical. Especially when the Baratheons and the Lannisters took over, they definitely got rid of the most swords.
Oh yeah. That definitely makes sense. I'm. I don't know. I feel like if that's what they were meaning to do, they probably would have
I don't think
mentioned
they
it.
did, but nerds, they just make things up. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It fills in. It fills it in for
hmm
sure.
I think I would believe for sure if someone said the Baratheons and the Lannisters got rid of tons of the swords because people used to, like, people would fall on the swords all the time, like knights, and die.
Oh really?
And like the wives would get put when like the kings were getting mad at their wives or whatever, they'd push them onto the throne because it would kill them. Stuff like that.
Oh damn.
People die all the time in
Oh, I
Westeros.
didn't know that.
Westeros is brutal.
Even more brutal than the show led on. Like
hmm
people died a lot,
You know what's kind of
and from
annoying
characters
about
that you
season
wouldn't
6,
expect.
7, 8? Westeros is
What?
huge. Westeros is massive. It's way bigger than England and Europe. It's huge. And they just travel across it so quickly in Game of Thrones season 6, 7, 8.
I mean, they tried their best to do like time skips from here and there, so that way it would make a little more sense. But
Mhm.
yeah, they definitely were traveling like months of
One thing that piqued
space
my interest
with
when I
like
watched Game of
a
Thrones
couple of
season 1,
weeks.
I had no clue what it was about. I didn't really know anything. I was just giving it a shot. One of the first things they established is that Robert and his battalion of people took him a month to get from King's Landing to Winterfell. And I was like, whoa, that's cool.
So for the first, was it 2 seasons? Rob Stark was absolutely my favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure. Although
I thought, I
Ned
thought,
Stark was my favorite.
really Ned Stark.
Wait, is that
I
that's
understood the appeal to Ned Stark,
what?
and I
That's my
understand
favorite.
because he was like the main character for the beginning. But
I would argue my favorite character in the whole show is Ned.
really,
Oh yeah, well Tyrion
I
and
don't know,
then
man.
Ned.
I
Tyrion and
can't
then
get
Ned.
over how dumb he was. Okay, Tyrion was pretty cool. Dude, Tyrion in the books was way more evil. Like, holy shit.
Evil. You haven't even read the books. He's not evil.
He is way more evil in the books. Absolutely. Like, yes, he's not evil, but he certainly isn't a nice dude. And he has a very, very dark heart.
When he's talking
Reasons. If
with
you
Jaime though, my favorite character in the books is Jaime.
really,
When
is
he's
Jamie more
talk,
compelling in the books?
oh yeah, Jaime is really good in the books. So what's interesting about Jaime is Jaime is super cocky, super I'm the best knight of all time. I love Cersei. All I want to do is be with Cersei, and all these other explicit languages he uses. And Tyrion is like I'm a genius, and that takes over his ego all the time. Something else that takes over Tyrion's ego is his how much he hates his father, how much he's felt like his life is unfair and cruel. But then when he talks to certain characters, especially Jaime, they both bring the best out in each other. Like when Jaime and Tyrion are talking to each other, all of their faults disappear, and they're just the best versions of themselves when they're together.
Well, it's because in that whole family, they were the only ones that truly had like a good relationship
Yeah.
with each other, like a healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
And because
What-
it was his
the other healthy
sister,
relationship. I
his
mean, the
sister.
other, Jane, Cersei. She's an interesting character to talk about. She literally brings the faults out of everyone. Everyone she comes across becomes worse because they know
She
Cersei.
creates them in some people.
Mhm. Robert Baratheon is one of the most interesting characters to me before the show. Because how he was able to, he was this
Half.
incredible warrior. He convinced Jaime and Ned to let him be king in a way. And he was king for a long time with peace. And then Cersei slowly just destroyed him, made him a drunk idiot after being this incredible warrior who took over the entire country. And he turned into this bumbling idiot all because of Cersei.
I think they said it in the show where it was like he was a great warrior but a terrible king. I don't think that Robb was ever meant to be a good king. I don't even think that if Cersei was out of the picture
Maybe
that he would have been a
maybe.
great king.
I could be convinced
I
of
think he
that.
would have ended up the way he was no matter what. Just because like those type of guys who like take leadership in
This is like a
wars and
fan
stuff,
fiction. I think
they're
if Ned
amazing for that.
was his hand from day one and Cersei wasn't in the picture, I think together they could have ruled Westeros the best it's ever been ruled. And
Oh no! You have to remember there was his hand before his hand died.
Jon
What
Arryn
was his
because
name?
of Cersei. Yeah, Jon Arryn.
Lord Aaron. Yeah,
Mhm.
John Aaron. That dude was a great like hand of the king. He was definitely a better
Yeah,
hand of
he's
the king
definitely the
than
reason
Ned
why there
Stark could
was
have been.
9 years of peace. Like that's a huge spell of peace
9
for
years.
Westeros.
It was longer than 9 years.
I don't think so. I think it was 9.
Dude, it totally was. No. It absolutely was.
9?
It was way longer. It was like
Was it
like
18?
20 years.
I think it was 8. It was like 18, I guess.
No, because this was before. Okay. The war happened when Jon Snow was born, but it happened like 5 years, maybe no, not 5 years, maybe like 2 or 3. No. It was a longer war, wasn't it? It was like 3 years or something. No, maybe it was just a 1 year war. Do you know how long the rebellion was?
No, I'm gonna look it up.
Well, either way, in like it was established that Jon Snow was found as a baby by Ned towards the end of the war, or like once the war was
Okay, so
over,
Robert's
which
rebellion
means
was
that
1
at the
year.
very least, it was 16 years. Because I'm pretty sure John was like 14 or 16 in the books when it all started.
$17 years. Okay, 17 years. Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, a
So
long period of peace.
Yep, long period, and it was only after Jon Arryn died
Yeah,
that
that's what started the
the
war.
whole realm started to crumble. Yep,
Mhm.
absolutely. Which is crazy to think that Littlefinger was actually the guy who messed up the whole thing.
We could talk
I
a long
think
time
they
about
needed.
Game of Thrones. Let's watch this House of the Dragon trailer.
Okay.
We're not even talking about House of the Dragon. We're talking about Game of Thrones. That's
No, we're not. We're just talking about. We keep going back to Game of Thrones.
If men do not remember the oath sworn to King Viserys
I'll pause it here.
and to his rightful heir.
I can't wait to see the wall. Oh, what'd you do? Going to the north. I have a
Well,
feeling. I think this guy's name is Jason Jacaerys, but I think he's gonna
Mhm.
like find some sort of connection with the North, either like fall in love with a Stark girl or become best friends with the Lord of Winterfell, and he's just gonna like find a new purpose by trying to protect the wall and prevent the Long Winter from happening and stuff. And he's just gonna kind of like be like, screw your dragon war, we gotta protect the wall, and then he's gonna get resented. I don't know. I'm just making a theory.
Ooh, Jason?
Yeah,
Which one is Jason?
I think Jace is. I think it's the older son who goes to at the end of season 1. Rhaenyra's 2 children,
On the
Viserys and
blacks or the
Jacaerys.
green?
The
The black.
blacks. Yeah, Rhaenyra. Like Rhaenyra's
I know
2
who you're
kids,
talking about.
Jacaerys and Lucerys. Lucerys goes to Storm's End to go to Lord Baratheon, but then he gets killed obviously by Aemond.
Killed.
But then Jacaerys, we never see where he goes, but he goes to Winterfell to go try and convince the Lord of Winterfell to come join their cause. But I think he's gonna like find a new purpose in Winterfell and at the Wall, and kind of forget about the Dragon War. That's just my theory, though.
I don't know because they're advocating for him to be king, so I don't think he's going to stay up there. But I do think he'll make a connection up there.
I hope he falls in love with a Stark girl. I think that'd be really cool.
You just want to see the Starks again.
I just think that'd be really interesting
I'm
for a
honestly,
Stark and a Targaryen to
I'm
fall in
pretty
love.
okay. No, because I'm pretty sure during that time the Starks were going through their own civil war.
No way. Okay, interesting.
I'm pretty
Wait.
sure that was around the same time they started having their own issues with their house.
Cool. I don't know anything about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, so if we see that during the show, that would be really cool as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, let's push play.
All right.
King Viserys and to his rightful heir.
The Hightails are marching. You must crush this beast at its head.
Our terms are very simple. Renounce the false king and bend the knee to the king.
Oh, this is making me feel
All right.
like
First off,
I'm so excited for this
Damien's
show.
armor is so cool. Damien's armor is like
Daemon.
the coolest. Damon's armor is the coolest in the entire freaking show so far, like including Game of Thrones.
I like the King's Guards. I like their armor.
Those are pretty neat.
Well, not
with
this guy.
just the
Not
silver
this
and
guy. I
gold.
don't know what that is. Like Kristoff. Wait, what's his name? Kristen. Sir Kristen. He's got cool.
Hand of the King now too.
Is he? No.
Yeah.
Sir
He's the new
Kristen?
Hand of the King. Yep, Sir Kristen.
Did it happen at the end of season 1?
If
No,
you look
no, no, no.
carefully in the trailer, he's
Otto.
wearing.
Otto.
No,
is
he's
Hand of the King.
he's wearing.
Otto was Viserys' final
Otto.
Hand of the King, and I'm sure Otto remained Hand of the King to his grandson. I think Sir Kristen is still going to be the Lord of the
Which one was
Kingsguard or whatever.
Otto?
Otto is the
Was that
grandfather?
Samuel Tammy's?
No.
Oh no, he got
Otto
kicked out
is,
of being the Hand
Otto
a long
is
time ago.
Alicent's dad.
No, he's not Hand.
Yeah, he is.
It's Sir Kristen. No, he's not.
You're wrong.
Look, okay, so when it shows Sir Kristen, look at the chain around his neck. All right.
Did
So
we already see him? Or is
let's
that...
click play and see if he pops up.
Okay, yeah. You're wrong, by the way.
The knee to the king.
I'm not. I guarantee you.
Or your house burns.
When the desire to kill and burn takes hold.
I can't believe I did that. Okay, first, look at. Oh my goodness, how much he looks like
Or
his
your
father.
house burns.
Is this guy?
Perfect of casting was that? Yeah, look how much like his dad he looks. So much
Talking
like
about-
his dad.
Talking about Jacaerys, the guy who died in the first scene of the show.
Brother, sorry, not his
Oh,
his
his
dad.
brother.
His brother.
He
He
doesn't
looks
look
so
like
much like his
Viserys.
brother does.
Not really.
Yeah, he does. Look at him. Look at that face. If you go back and look at Viserys, it just looks like a slightly younger version of Viserys.
Maybe. What was I gonna say?
Before he got all decrepit. I'm talking about like episode 1 or 2 of Viserys, not episode 6 or 7. Or episode 6. I don't know if there were 7 episodes.
You know, I think we'll get Otto and Sir Kristen in the other trailer because they're on the greens. But I'm
True.
very certain. Wait, so are you trying to tell me that Otto wasn't handed the king for Viserys right when he was about to die?
No.
He was.
He was handed the. No. He wasn't. He got
Yes, he
kicked out
was.
of being handed
Okay.
the king.
Otto
No,
became
okay, so
kicked
this
out
is
of
what
being
happened.
handed. No. Otto was released as Hand of the King by Viserys after
Guy died.
Otto tried to get Rhaenyra caught by sneaking out and doing stuff with her uncle, and then the dad, the Strong, Lord Strong, he became the Hand of the King until he was killed in the fire by his own son at the Cursed Castle. Can't remember what it's called right now. But then after he died and the Viserys was taken over by leprosy and he was just drinking milk of the poppy at all times, Alicent brought Otto back to be Hand of the King. They really emphasized it in a shot in like episode 7 or 8 or something. So Otto was the Hand of the King. Again.
They stopped
After.
using.
Hmm?
No. You're wrong because you want to know who the Hand of the King was for Alicent? It's that one creepy foot dude.
He's never Hand of the King.
Pretty
No.
sure.
He's like the Lord of
No.
He's like the Lord of Spies. He's not.
Oh, the Lord of Whispers, the
Yeah.
spider or whatever.
He's
Like,
he's like
oh,
he's
okay,
like
okay.
he's like the what's his name in Game of Thrones? He's like, oh god, I can't remember his name. The eunuch.
Yeah, the eunuch. I
But-
can't. I just remember him being called the spider.
Otto is the Hand of the King for when Viserys dies, but I'm pretty certain that he would remain Hand of the King for Aegon being king.
Not. We'll see. We'll see when we put on the green trailer. All right. Let's continue a little bit.
Sir Kristen will remain here.
When a desire to kill and burn takes hold and reason is forgotten, you will not even remember what began the war in the first place.
We fight for our queen!
Fear what I've begun.
Oh my gosh, that
So
logo.
excited. I cannot wait. Oh, I'm so pumped. The show is so good. The characters, they do so much character work the whole time. Viserys is my favorite. Oh yeah, I think Viserys might make my list of favorite characters of all time.
The king?
Viserys, yeah, from season 1. He's great. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. He's so good. He's definitely my favorite character in the show.
Really? So
I
appealing
thought
to
that
you.
after the first watch, Viserys is my favorite by far. Who's your favorite character in the show?
Right, you took a liking to him. You're talking about the old king, right? Mr. Leprosy himself?
Yeah. He was the best character in the show.
Okay. I think that what's the name of the what am I
Daemon,
talking about? Friggin' what? No, the main girl,
Alicent,
the queen of the
Rhaenyra?
blacks. No, the blacks.
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra. I think Rhaenyra honestly has been one of my favorite characters because they're making her like, yeah, she's a strong, independent queen or whatever. But at the same time, they're making her a very like formidable like opponent for the Game of Thrones. Like she seems cunning, but at the
I
same time,
think
like
she
she's letting
completely
emotions
screwed
rule.
herself in the Game of Thrones. When she decided to
Oh yeah,
have a
no.
goofy marriage with the Valyrian guy, and when she had 3 freaking kids with Lord Strawn, no, she's
That was
horrible at the Game
100%
of
her.
Thrones.
I don't think that's what she was focusing on at the time because
It's
she
not.
didn't think
It's
anybody
fine.
would challenge her.
Oh, she should have known. She was told from a young age that everyone was gonna want Aegon to be the king. That's why she was like revolting so much. She's like, I don't really want this that much. Everyone's just gonna want little baby Aegon to be king. What's even the point? I'm gonna start rebelling and I'm gonna totally have sex with my uncle and Sir Kristen. That was a really good episode. Damn.
Dude, that was a
When
great
she's
episode.
with Sir Kristen in her room, that is so spicy. It's one of my favorite sex scenes. It's so good.
I thought that it was very like compelling how they like came out with like, oh, this is how Alicent found out about the secret or whatever, like completely unrelated to what she was actually looking for.
Right.
But
Oh,
it
that
was
was that
perfect.
was a good scene. Yeah. All right, let's watch this green screen.
Okay. Yep.
For the one true King Aegon!
Oh, let's go back right now. We can prove me right here.
For the one true King Aegon!
That's just a gold chain. Plus,
It is the hand of the king chain. I guarantee you it is.
I think your brain is mush. The hand of the king is that
Do I
little
need to-
pin that they wear on their shirt that has a hand on it.
No, that's one version of it, but
That
that's
is
not the only one.
version in this world.
No, both sides of the family, both sides of the family have their own hand of the king pendant.
No,
or like,
they both wear the little pins.
I'm
Let's just
looking
wait
this
for
up
Otto.
right now.
Well, it's the pendant, you little dum-dum. The little pin that they wear.
It's not the pendant. That the blacks have that pendant. The blacks do.
No, Otto wears it for a majority of the show.
Oh, look at this. Google says I'm right.
Sir Kristen's not the hand of the king.
Yes. Okay. Keep going.
I can't. I'm
Many
sure
weeks
Otto
ago,
will be in this
my old
trailer
husband was
holding or
alive.
wearing the pin.
And the realm was at peace.
On his deathbed, he knew the realm would never accept a queen.
Rhaenyra's supporters will believe what they wish.
Oh, push pause. I think
But
I saw it.
Viserys
There.
wanted Aegon to succeed
It
him.
was kind of blurry though.
Yep. I saw him.
Viserys wanted
Dang it, that's not what I wanted.
everyone to succeed him.
Oh, I have a mouse. I'll do it. It's easier.
Okay, you do it. Yeah, I can only tap it with my fingers here.
It's really blurry, but I'm pretty sure that's it right there.
I'm not
Are you
saying
saying that
anything.
this gold chain is another signal of the king? I mean, the hand of the king?
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
Because the blacks took the pendant with them, I'm pretty sure. Or, yeah,
I
I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure the pendant is the official one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
it's
blacks took it. And so the greens made their own one.
No, because no, I don't think so. I think the Greens have had theirs because, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll watch the show in what? Like, it
2
comes
months.
out in a couple weeks?
June 16th.
Oh my god, that's so much further than I thought
I
it
know.
was. Never mind. We'll find out it. Oh, why are they dropping trailers now?
Yeah,
So
okay.
far.
All right, let's go. Push play.
They wish now not for the good of the realm, but for the satisfaction of vengeance.
Plot against the king, and I will pay it back 100 times over. I'm as fearsome as any of them.
You have no idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on that throne.
So Aegon, at the end of season 1, was like super afraid and so clammed up to like be a leader. He hated the idea of it. It kind of seems
Oh
to
yeah,
me
he
like
didn't want it.
with the wake of war, he's gonna like really attempt to fill in these shoes. But the whole time, like that one scene we just watched where Alicent's like, "You have no idea the sacrifices that got you here." He's gonna continue to want to try and fill the shoes, but people like Alicent and Aemon are gonna constantly put him down because they're the ones that are actually gonna be leading this war front. He's just gonna be the pretty face, the guy who's technically king according to blood, but they're just gonna kind
He's
of like
the
berate him
figurehead.
the whole time. Aemon is so cool. Aemon is the coolest character in the show. When they aged him up and he was the guy with the eye patch, I instantly fell in love with how cool he looked.
As soon as I saw him, I immediately knew he was gonna fuck shit up.
hmm
I was like, I can't believe it.
One of my
I
favorite
can't
scenes with
because
Aemon
like
in
the
season
kid
1.
versions of them.
Oh yeah, and they
Like,
acted really well, but it just didn't look good.
No, they didn't. And I think that the two sons of Rhaenyra
Mhm.
are not nearly as compelling as the two sons
not at
for
all.
Alicent.
I am interested in
Alicent's
Jason and
sons?
Viserys, but Alicent's sons are way cooler. I mean, Targaryens, like true bred Targaryens, are just nuts and they're cool.
I'm interested in Jason's story. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see where he progresses, but I'm not very interested in his character himself.
Right.
I don't think that he stands out very much.
Now that Viserys is dead, I'm definitely most interested in Aemon. I'm really excited to see what happens with Aemon.
Yeah, Aemon for sure is going to be the most interesting character. I mean, he got the biggest dragon.
Yeah.
Like that's
He's the biggest
insane.
dragon.
What's
He's
going to
just
happen
the
with
most
that?
badass. He just kills. I mean, he's just stronger and better.
He's the most bloodthirsty.
He's the coolest. My favorite scene of his in season 1 was when they were at the table, like when Viserys finally got to have a dinner with his whole family, and everyone was like happy until the second he left and everyone started fighting again. When Aemon did a little toast,
Roasting the shit
And he
out of each
said-
other.
when Aemon did a little toast, he stood up and he said, "I want to like make a toast for my cousins. They're so brave and courteous and strong." To try and like make a diss at them because they're technically
Yeah, yeah.
Strons. Oh, I love that part so much. It just erupts.
It's
into
crazy,
chaos.
like how chaotic that dinner was. That dinner, like I thought it was going to be kind of boring because it's like, it's a dinner party, whatever. No, dude. I have to remember Game of Thrones, when they put scenes like that together, it's this story is fire. All right, let's continue.
My uncle is a challenge I welcome. If he dares face me.
We will prevail and bring forth peace. But you must accept that the path to victory now is one of violence.
Good. To war, then.
All my life,
Okay, I want to see if maybe
I've endeavoured
that
to serve.
scene showed it a bit
All
more.
my life,
Oh,
I got it.
All my life, I've endeavoured to
No, I
serve
did it.
both my
I saw it.
I keep getting it back, but I can't
to
pause it.
serve both
I'll
my
do it,
house
I'll
and the realm.
Click
But
pause.
somehow none of it matters.
Hold to your courage!
Also, they're going to be introducing new dragons in this season.
Yeah, I mean, dragons are cool, but that's not why I watch the show.
No, I'm interested in the dragons too. I
No,
like
that's
seeing
not why
like
I watch
the
the show.
different
I
types.
watch the show for the characters in the
Well,
battle.
yeah, obviously,
And I
but
can't find Kristen.
yeah, no, I don't care for the dragon fights as much because it's like, oh, look, the dragon beat everyone again because nobody has
During
like a
the red
arrow
carpet
that can
and the
actually
marketing for
stick it.
season 1, everyone was like, "Oh, there's 9 dragons in the show," and that's like all they would talk about. And I was already on the fence about the show, so I was like, "Oh, the fact that all they're talking about is how many dragons there are is telling me that there's no substance in this show." For some reason, the way they were marketing the show was just freaking terrible. They did not know what they had. The actors, it seemed like, which is
Well,
good. Actors aren't supposed to
whole-
know what the substance is. Actors are supposed to act. Writers are supposed to write. Plain and simple. So the fact that
No.
their actors didn't know
the
what they had.
appeal the appeal to this Civil War is the whole fact that the dragons are fighting the dragons,
But
like
they're not the main
against
focus.
themselves. And
The main focus is
I-
in a different way the dragons versus the dragons, like the people. Those crazy
no, dude,
houses.
I guarantee you, every single final moment will be dictated with dragons.
That's
at
fine.
the very end of
That's
the
great, but that's not why I'm
like-
watching the show.
Yeah,
Dragons.
no, I can understand that.
I just don't like it when they promote the show by saying there's gonna be so many dragons and all dragons this, dragons that. I'm interested in Aemon and Viserys and Rhaenyra and Daemon and Jacaerys and all that, like way more than the dragons.
The foot guy. Also, can I
foot
just say
guy.
that dude comes off as like such a strong villain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
like-
was cool.
Dude, it was great because like to me, he's the evil version of I remember the midget.
Oh, Tyrion?
Tyrion. Yeah, he's the evil version of Tyrion. That's exactly what he is.
I guess.
He's a cripple of some sort. He is smart, intelligent.
Yeah,
he is
yeah,
but
got
he
what you're
uses his intelligence. Yeah, like it's.
I think
it's such a
Tyrion
good
is
match.
like 10
yet-
times smarter, but I know what you're saying.
I don't know, man. That guy
Tyrion's
was
a
pretty
genius.
smart with some of the moves he was pulling. No, Tyrion made a ton of mistakes, an absolute shit ton of mistakes, even while he was being smart.
Maybe in season 7 and 8 when they didn't know what they were doing, but not in the actual seasons.
Nah, he was always more of a talker to me. Like that's his main thing was diplomacy for the most part.
All right, let's
Like,
play.
yeah, he
This
came up
trailer
with
is
some
really
good
giving me
ideas.
the feels. This trailer is making me
All right,
so
all right.
excited for the show. Oh.
For the one true King Aegon!
I gotta say, Max has been one of the most consistent streaming services.
Yeah, it's my favorite
For a
one. It's the
while
one.
now.
It's the only one that I pay for. Me and Jess pay for it. It has. I mean, the big things for me. It has like Big Bang Theory, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. I love Impractical Jokers. It's got that. It's got a lot of.
I'm not gonna lie, I do not really care for the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, I love the Big Bang.
A lot of their jokes are just them stating nerdy things, but not really following up with anything. Like they'll say,
That's
like,
fine,
"Oh
yeah.
yeah, you look just like the Flash," and then in the background, it's like, "What? He's wearing a Flash T-shirt. Why is that funny?"
I get that. I get that.
Like that's an actual thing that happens. It's like, dude, okay.
I
So
know.
recommendations, if you haven't seen it, Primal. Have you seen Primal?
No. Wait. Yes.
You have?
Yeah, I believe
It's the
been a
one where
long
they don't
time.
talk at all. Dude, oh my gosh, that one amazing. I'm pretty sure they got like 2 seasons of it, and then I mean, obviously Rick and Morty. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
I'm kind of done with Rick and Morty. It's had its
You
time.
son of a bitch.
I know. I haven't watched the new season. Oh, dude, the episode.
You
I
haven't?
think it's like episode 3 of season 1 of Game of Thrones when Rhaenyra's freaking going all brothels and with Sir Kristen. Oh, it's a good episode.
Oh, yep.
It's a good episode. I can't wait. This is easily the best thing to have come out in this decade so far. It's not even close.
For a TV show,
Anything. This is the best thing to come out
No.
in this current decade, from 2020 to now.
Endgame.
That was
Come
2019,
on.
dum dum.
Yeah, you said the past
I
decade.
said the current decade, from 2020 to now. Plus, this is better than
Oh.
Endgame.
Shut your whore mouth.
This is way better than Endgame.
Okay, as an
Endgame was a very
individual
satisfying
project,
conclusion,
yes.
but this is better than Endgame.
If I were to had to choose between watching one of those, like for the rest of the time, it would be Endgame.
What?
Yep, it would
No.
be Endgame over the House of Dragons. It would be, man. I understand the story is super
completely
cool, but there is a certain point where you have just a level of badassness that just it can't be overshadowed. Oh, have you seen The Wire? You should watch The Wire. That is one of the best TV shows. Oh my gosh,
TV show
hands
line
down.
is so long right now. So I'm not gonna let you guess, but I just turned on a new show. I've watched 2 episodes of it, and I'm loving it so far. I'm gonna keep. It's 3 seasons long. It's followed by a bunch of movies. I'm watching Star Trek, the original series. It's so good.
Oh no, Star Trek?
It's so good. So I've
How?
only watched 2 episodes, but they're really cool.
Star Trek bores me so much. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because they go too far into like my hyperspace driver needs this
I haven't watched very much.
quantum nano.
I've watched like nothing, but I just know that it's extremely popular. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
watch anything after the next generation, which was in like the 80s or 90s or something. I'm not gonna watch anything that's happened in reboot times, like J.J. Abrams, and I'm not gonna even attempt it. I'm just gonna watch all the good stuff. But
I mean, they
excited.
reset Star Trek like 7 times.
I'm just gonna watch the stuff from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. That's it. I'm not gonna go any farther.
Yep.
And I'm
You know what
liking
show you should watch? Velma.
All right, it's time to go now. Did we talk to them? No.
That's it.
That's funny though.
Dude, I can't believe they're giving Velma a season 2. You know that, right?
That's ridiculous. Did anyone
Well,
watch
it's
it?
because it's all the hate watching that it got.
That's so annoying. I hate that. I hate. This is one reason why. There's nothing good happening this decade. This is the only thing that's been good.
Oh, I don't know, man. I feel like that's too general of a statement, but I can say
Fine,
it's
the best thing that's
definitely
happened
the
this
top.
year.
It
This last
is
couple
one of the
years.
best things, for sure.
Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited for a show or a movie in a long time. I think last time I was this excited, I mean, obviously like Infinity War Endgame, you can't really top those excitements. But last time I was excited for a show like this was a season 7 premiere of Walking Dead. That was the last time I was this excited.
Season 7 premiere.
The
of The Walking
cliffhanger
Dead.
for Glenn and Negan.
Oh, yep. That definitely.
good. That was
Was
a
it
great
really
time.
that far into the show?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so season 6 finale was meeting Negan, doing the whole eeny meeny miny mo, and then they showed that he killed someone. I don't know if you were watching the show as it was coming out. Like I was like, every week.
I was.
And then we had to wait like 8 grueling months to see who it was, and it gave us so much time to theorize. It was a fun time. And season 7, episode 1, when we saw it all, it's the best experience I've had in TV. Alone. It just was incredible.
That's why Walking Dead's your favorite.
Oh yeah, I love it. But that episode, what's weird is that episode, like that one, turned a huge amount of people off to the show, which blows my mind.
Well, you have to admit it's a very gory moment for a lot of people that like The
And that's
Walking
one
Dead
reason,
is
but
really the edge
for more
of
people,
where
it
they
was
can
losing
handle.
Glenn. That's why they left the show, because Glenn wasn't in it.
Really?
And if people are leaving The Walking Dead because a likable character isn't on it, then they haven't been watching The Walking Dead right.
Because especially
It's
since
just-
you see, like they've been killing characters
That's
left
the
and
whole-
right since
it's
day one.
That is the main drive, one of the main drives of the show. Same with Game of Thrones. I mean, I don't know why Glenn leaving the show was a turnoff for people. It's silly.
From what I've heard, it was mostly the gore that got a lot of people.
I've heard the Glenn
was
things, but I've
just-
heard both. But that's silly. I mean, remember Noah in the door? That was pretty bad. There's lots of bad. Maybe
Yeah,
the
but
worst
Noah
thing,
in the door, like that was his character should have stayed so much longer.
Oh yeah.
And they
There's a handful of
wasted it.
characters that I think should have stayed alive so much longer than they did. Noah is one of them.
That should have been Sasha.
The other the other one is Benjamin. Benjamin is one of my favorite characters that's really underrated.
Benjamin.
The kid from Kingdom that Morgan was training for a little bit.
Oh,
Super underrated character.
Absolutely.
Super
I
underrated.
didn't care about his little brother at all. I just wanted to see his older brother.
I feel like I'm betraying myself for saying this, but I like a lot of season 9.
Oh my goodness.
But I hate most of it.
That little boy, I didn't
like
care.
Henry
I
a
didn't
lot.
care.
The reason why I like Henry so much is because it's just Carl from the comics. That's what it is.
No.
You haven't even
Carl
read that
from the
section of
comics was not.
during the Whisperer
No.
War?
Okay. But Henry was kind of a little bitch. So I'm going to stick with
Carl's
no.
arc.
Because I know
Since
Carl
was dead,
I knew
that was just Carl's arc. But Henry did it because they killed him already.
Yeah, but Carl was actually like a cool, like, gunslinging, murdering motherfucker.
Henry was cool. He learned
Henry-
how to fight with the stick.
Henry was
Morgan
like,
did.
man, I'll swipe this guy's leg and knock him to the floor. Now what?
Disrespect. I like Henry. So one thing I want to do
Nuts.
on one of these podcasts, you know the little character tier ranking list things?
Oh, yep.
I want to do that for The Walking Dead. I want to see how we compare.
Okay.
I mean,
But
I made one once. We could do it today.
Based
if
off
you
of,
want
like,
to.
no, not today. I
Okay.
think we're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon.
I've done it before, and yeah, it's fun.
Okay, but how do you want to rank it? Do you want to rank it on like how I don't know. I feel like we could do a couple of different things. Like, yes, obviously, like who has the better character arc, two, who's
No,
the
no,
best,
I'm
like
talking just
character favorite.
in your personal opinion, favorite characters and where you rank them. Like for me, Sasha, F.
I'd also love to rank like, okay, where do I think they'd be in like a fight?
Yeah, we can
Even
do
though
that too.
everyone
That's
has
fine.
plot armor to it.
So one really interesting one to think about. I think I did it in the show, but I honestly don't remember the outcome. Morgan and Jesus. Who wins?
It was Jesus. Jesus no. So what happened is
It was Morgan, I believe.
Morgan was about to kill him, and then somebody else came in and stopped. But at the same time, Jesus
regardless
wasn't
of that
trying to
scene,
kill Morgan.
Who do you think would win?
No, I think Jesus would win. If it came down to like, hey, I need to kill you or you need to kill me, I think Jesus beats Morgan.
Me too. I think
But
in the
I
show,
think
Morgan
that
won that
Jesus
fight.
is just too nice of a character.
Yeah.
Morgan
about
won that
death,
fight
I'm just talking
because
about a
Jesus
fight.
was like, dude, don't. Huh?
I'm not talking about killing. I'm just talking like in a fight. Who would win that fight?
No, because you have to take it into two accounts. You have to look at, okay, what would the characters do in this fight versus, okay, if it was bloodlusted, who would actually win in the fight? I think bloodlusted.
It really depends on at what point in Morgan's story. There's times where he's willing to kill anything that moves, and there's times where he's not willing to kill a fly.
No, but what I'm saying is, regardless of either of those times, Jesus is the better fighter and would beat him. However, his character prevents him from taking the steps needed in order to fully beat him, which leaves Morgan with a chance to actually kill Jesus.
I like that. Yeah.
Because if you see, like, throughout the show, Jesus shows that he is a very proficient fighter, and he can,
I just think Morgan is a
he
way
has his
better
hands
defender.
tied, and
Morgan's defense with his stick is so proficient. I don't think Jesus could touch him.
That's because he has a goddamn stick.
I know, but
Jesus has his legs.
I think it'd be an extremely fair
if you
fight,
give me-
but with Morgan's stick is equivalent to Jesus's like arms and legs. That's just their weapons. I still think Morgan.
No. If you put like I don't know. I don't want to say like as professional as an MMA fighter, but if you put like a pretty jacked like dude who does boxing and stuff, and then you gave me a spear, I guarantee you that guy is going down because I have the reach advantage, and that is so important in a fight. There's nothing like reach, man. Nothing.
Pascal did.
That's why throughout all of wars, yeah, well, he had the better weapon. But the thing with that was the Mountain was such a big character that his sword was longer than most people's, and he was also a very quick character. So, like, that's why so many people would get beat by him, even though if they had like a reach advantage. I don't know, man. I think Jesus takes it. I think Jesus wipes the floor with 90%. I think he beats 99% of the characters in The Walking Dead without too much hassle.
I think Morgan's that 1%. I don't think very many people can beat Morgan with his stick.
There aren't
he
many
gets his
people.
stick. He gets to have his stick, Morgan.
Yeah, no, obviously he gets his stick, but I still think bloodlusted Jesus takes it.
All right, agree, disagree. We just got.
Okay, agree to disagree, but you're
what's another
wrong.
good- Huh? Fuck. Well, you're wrong about Sir Kristen
Okay,
being
okay.
handed the king.
No, I'm not wrong about that. I know I'm right.
No,
I looked it up on Google. And it
you
said
looked
that
up
I was right.
the golden chain thing, but Sir Kristen's not handed the king. It's Otto.
No. Maybe Otto starts off as Hand of the King, but I guarantee you by the end of episode 1, Sir Kristen will be Hand of the King.
No. Okay. Well, whatever. Well, I guess we'll see.
We'll see. It'll be very easy to see, and then we can come back to this
I'm not
moment.
even like willing
and I
to
can
bet on
laugh.
this because I'm just right.
We'll see. Gonna make you eat your words.
Oh man.
Oh.
Which stat should I get a statue tonight, or should I save my money for a little bit longer?
I think you take. I think you'd look for a little bit longer,
I've
and
been looking for
maybe
weeks.
maybe even stop by like a. Oh, have you?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you did say that, huh? Have you gone to any shops to look at theirs?
There aren't very many shops to go in around here to look at. They're nice
You're
places.
literally so close to like a major city. Do not tell
Seattle?
me
There's barely any comic book stores in Seattle.
that.
Comic book
Pretty
stores
sure
are
you
dead.
could find some. Comic book stores are, but you can definitely find board game stores that are gonna have
Yeah.
a lot of those things. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not
Heck,
going to
you can
Seattle
go to
right
the
now.
mall and go to like what's it called? Box Lunch. They have a bunch of them too.
Oh no, they don't have statues like that though. No, I've been there to Box Lunch several times. It's just T-shirts, anime junk, and Funko Pops. They don't have cool stuff.
There's
like
a lot
that.
of anime junk.
They don't. Not very many places have statues like this anymore. It's just some comic book stores. I'm also not
I
willing to
think you
drop like
could find
$150 on a statue. I'm more willing to drop like 50.
That's true. You will be.
So
You will be charged
Amazon's.
more.
I'm fine with the Amazon ones right now. I really want that Pennywise one. That one's cheap and cool.
The Pennywise one is cool, but I think you go with the character that you're gonna appreciate a bit more.
I know the Batman. I want the Batman or the Gandalf is. I might get the Gandalf.
Dude, I think you should go with Batman. I think that
Me
you would
too.
enjoy having the
Me
Batman.
too. And the Batman that's the one I've been looking at the longest. That's what started this whole looking for sculptures. It's just the most expensive one.
Exactly. It is the most expensive one. That is the downside of it.
I've been thinking about it for weeks, but the reason why I don't get it is because I've been buying comic books every week. Spending money on those.
Spending lots of money on it.
I'm like,
all right, man. I think this is a good point to wrap up
that was
now.
Good stuff. I was right. Our 2 topics of statues and House of the Dragon took up plenty of time.
Oh, all the time. All right.
We did it.
Well,
All right.
This
I'll
was
let you
fun,
know when
and
this gets
until next time.
Yeah. All right. See you next time, man.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.